Alright guys, welcome to Collabora. In this tutorial we will build a program that get the age of any date of birth. But before then, let's try to recap on some of the things we did in our previous tutorial. In our previous tutorial we introduced how to get the maximum and the minimum value of all user input. And let's try to recap on some of the things. If you're just getting started with us, you can click the playlist on this channel and you will see so many videos where we introduce some basics of Java programming language. So in our previous tutorial we applied the user scanner input, which is the functions for the keyboard. It's the Java library functions, and we try to apply the minimum and the maximum. We also introduced the range of the integer data type for the maximum and the minimum, and we declare some variables and we apply some functions, right? So if you're just getting started with us, you might want to watch some of our previous tutorial as we move along. Alright, so let's take this from here first. Let's come here and we take this out. Alright, and we include our keyboard functions. Input equal new scanner system.in. Alright, so here we go. Now we are ready to write our code now. Let's try to write some statement. We say system.out.println, and we say enter username. Alright, enter username, and we say boolean. So let's say enter username. Okay, the first thing will pop up is this statement that says enter username. So if the username has been entered, what should happen is that the program should move next, since we are trying to find the age of any date of birth. So we come here, we say string name equal input. We call the keyboard functions. So input dot next line. So after we have entered username, the program will automatically move to the next line, which will be the next functions. And then we say enter user year of birth. Okay, enter user year of birth, and then we have boolean hash, let's say test int equal test int equal input dot hash next int. Alright, and then we say if test int we say int date of birth, let's say DOB, I think that's the abbreviations, date of birth equal input dot, if date of birth equal input the next int, since we are dealing with integer data type, we say next int, and we say int age equal 2021, yes, 2021 minus DOB, date of birth, and we say if age is greater than equals to, let's say greater than equals to. So let's try to limit it here. We try to limit the functions. So if age is greater than or equals to let's say 130. I'm not pretty sure if someone can reach 130 years old, but if it happens, that's fine. Okay, so let's say if age is greater than 0, equals to or greater than 0 first, and we say n age is less than, it should be less than equals to 130. Yeah, let's say system.out print in, and we say username name. So we call the name functions, and then we say user age, we call age function age. Very good, here we go. So this will enter the username and the user age. Alright, now that we have this, let's come here and we say else system.out.print rn invalid date of birth. So this functions is going to test all of the user input we have introduced it in our previous tutorial. That's where I said you can click the channel to see some of the things we introduced. So if user, we are dealing with our integer data type here, right? So if we having to enter some string or like some characters from the keyboard and they are not of integer data type, this function will pop out to say invalid date of birth. Okay, so this is the function that testing that conditions. Okay, the next thing we want to say now is we come here, let's put back our curly brace, we say else, or that was pretty fast, else and system.out.print in. So if user enter or date of birth or year of birth rather, because we are dealing with year of birth and we convert it to the date of birth, right? So if user enter year of birth that is greater than this, then there should be a statement that says unable, let's say what should happen. Okay, this statement will read for the year of birth, and let's say this one, we try to say not integer data. Data type. Alright, another integer data type. And then we try to close this program by saying input.close. Here we go. So before we go into the basics of it, let's try to test the program first and see if we have some errors. So let's try to test the program. Alright, here we go. Okay, so first is asking us to enter username. Let's say Colabira, that is the username, and it says enter user year of birth. So let's say 1990, that's fine, and we try to click enter. So you see username is Colabira and our user age is 31. So from 1990 to 2021, let's try to see. Let's try to check it from the calculator if the program is right. Alright, let's try to check it. So let's say 2021, or sorry, 2021 minus let's say 90. Good. So it's correct. You can see it's correct. Okay, here we go. I wanted us to test it first. The next thing now we want to do is, let's try to test the case if like we enter some information that is not valid. So let's see if that works. All right, here we go. Okay, so the next thing now we say Tom, and then we enter the year of birth. So let's enter some string. So you see, we enter string for the year of birth, and the statement pop out, not or integer data type, right? So that is, we didn't enter or integer data type. So this one is working correctly. Let's try the next one. Okay, we enter another name again. We say J, and we enter the year of birth. Let's say 1900. J is 121 years old. Yes, it's valid. Yes, it's actually valid. Okay, that's good. So let's go over the program. The first thing we did was we created our empty Java class, and we include our keyboard scanner, and we try to allow user to enter some information from the keyboard. So the first information that user enter is the name. So this statement pop out to allows the user to enter the name from the keyboard, and then it will try to test the function because name is a string data type, and then it will move to next line. So this is the next line functions. Here this is the input. We call the input function here that we allow user to enter some information. Then we call the functions that we move to the next line. So here we have the next line function, right? After that, it also asks the user to enter the year of birth. We have the Boolean value here to test all of the user input. So if the user enter or characters or some string which is not of integer data type, then there should be a statement that will be outputted that says that is not of integer data type, right? Good. So we declare it here. We say DOB, which is the date of birth, equal input the next int, and we say int age equals 2021 minus DOB. So every year that the user will pass, you will minus it from 2021. So if the person is also born in 2021, so that is, we have the year to be maybe 0, because that is, the person have not made year, they have made month. We just did this program for only year, so we didn't do for month. In our previous tutorial, we introduced those one that we did for the year and the month, and even some birthday or calendar thing we did. So you can click the playlist and you will see all of the thing we did. All right, and so forth. So we have the conditions here that say if age is greater than 0 and age is less than equals to 130. I'm pretty sure that to have someone to reach 130 is not possible, but it's a little strange. So and so forth, because he or she will be so old. Alright guys, this is the end of this program. We move to our next Java tutorial in this course. Don't forget to subscribe as we bring you more content in this course. Thank you.